Well, Steve, that's exactly right, and it didn't surprise me at all, and it certainly wouldn't surprise the War Room audience that I previewed those grave sites. I said the Russian side has been talking about this, that Russian media has emphasized this, the Kremlin have emphasized this, and of course, President Putin, one of the very first things he said was to solidify this history. And what's interesting, Steve, is, of course, the media, they don't understand what's going on here. They don't understand the way that two countries can actually effectuate a reset in relations is by reflections on shared history, shared loss, and in this case, shared sacrifice in that fight of World War II. So having fought side by side, and there aren't a lot of instances, but you know, when it comes up to the Alaskan Air Bridge, the backdoor to the Lend-Lease program, to get that those American fighter planes and bombers over to the Russians so that they could use them to fight in the East, to fight in Stalingrad, all of that history actually is shared history between the United States and Russia fighting against fascist Germany and the Third Reich all the way back through the 1940s. And of course, that's why they're bringing this up. Steve, the media came out of there saying there's no ceasefire. How could President Trump sign a ceasefire for Ukraine when he's not in charge of the Ukrainian military? I look at some of this neocon, neoliberal coverage, and I don't think they understand what's going on. But at a higher level, I think that their owners, the corporate backers, do understand what's going on. They understand that this is rapprochement, that this is a thaw in the relations, you know, ironically enough, a thaw in Alaska, in relations between the United States and Russia. And think about the billions of dollars and the time and the deaths, and all of which has piled up to prevent the leaders of the United States and Russia simply from sitting down in the back of a limo and hashing some things out. And as President Trump has said again and again and again, it is better for the world that the two largest nuclear superpowers have a good working relationship than to have them at conflict. But of course, this is a direct threat to the Atlanticist axis, because all of their power goes away if you supersede, and that's what they did. They supersede all of NATO, all of the EU, and Zelensky himself.
Put us on the plane. Okay, we got up to speed with you yesterday. You told it was like going out. We haven't had a chance. You guys got back in the early morning hours, right? Like 2:45 a.m., 3 o'clock is when it landed. When you landed in Andrews Air Force Base.
Here's the best part of it, right? We land around 0200, 0230, and we load up, we grab all of our gear, we say, okay, we're gonna hit the motorcade, because those are fast movements. If you miss the movement, you're in big trouble, because now you're stuck. Secret Service might get you. The car's leaving when the car's leaving, so you got to get in, you got to get it fast. So we all gear up, we're ready to go. And then they say, hold. So what do you mean, hold? And then we can see the Secret Service sitting down in the compartment just forward from us. And we said, why is the Secret Service sitting down? I thought we were all leaving. Caroline Levitt comes back to us, the press secretary. Incredible job, because she's up working at the same time. She comes back and she says, I want to let you know why we're all sitting here. President Trump's in the middle of a phone call, and he doesn't want to hang up to have to be able to go to the motorcade and lose the call. He's on with one of the NATO heads right now, one of the EU leaders, and he doesn't want to leave until he's finished his call. And we said, wait a minute, we've been in the air for 6.5 hours. What do you mean he's still on the phone? Steve, he was on the phone the entire time. So even after we had landed at Andrews, President Trump was still in the process of working through these, and as he said, these tough phone calls, these not easy phone calls with the NATO leaders and with Zelensky. And so we held there. Then when he was finished, we got the disembark order. We disembarked, got video of him coming down, no questions again, no gaggle, no spray, as he got off the plane, then straight back to the White House. And then from the White House, eventually, I was able to get a little rack time, little MyPillow time. But now I'm here back in the war room.